And we'll begin in Parliament, where our very own Leila Mohammed is still there, and departed President Mwai Kibaki. Kibaki's body still lies in state at Parliament buildings, and Kenyans from all walks of life are streaming there to be able to pay their last respects. Our Leila Mohammed is there and is now joining us live for more updates. Leila, what are some of the residents who've managed to come and give their last respects saying, and how are they remembering the late President Mwai Kibaki?
Well, Zainab, this is the first point where those who seek to view the body of the late Mwai Kibaki will start their journey into Parliament. This is where they walk in, they stand here in line, and they move on to where there is the place where the NYS and the National Police Service are also undertaking the very duty of making sure that there is no kind of weapon or iron material that goes into Parliament buildings. Once they cross over, now they go in a single file towards Parliament buildings, where they will be ushered into the area where they will be viewing the body of the late Mzee Kenyatta. This line goes all the way up to City Hall from this particular area, as Kenyans wait patiently in line to just undertake this civic duty and to honor a man who served this country for more than 4 decades and a 10-year stint as the head of state of the Republic of Kenya. So this is the second place where the line stops before now they can enter into the precincts of Parliament. Anyone who is carrying anything that has been considered illegal will now be in a position to remove them. The gentlemen are removing their hats, their belts, and anything that can be considered critical for the security of this area. And maybe I can just try and talk to one of them. Habari yako, tusonge kidogo tu tuwakubalia wengine waweze kuingia bungeni. Niambie wewe unaitwa nani na umefika hapa leo kwa sababu gani?
Mimi naitwa Ergi Waboba Hakina na nimefika hapa kwa furaha kusindikiza mwili angalau nikaweza kufurahia kuona mwili wa rais.
Ulifika hapa saa ngapi na taratibu za wewe kufikia hapa katika majengo ya bunge imekuwa vipi? Uliingilia wapi?
Nimeingilia huko at the other entrance gate, ambapo nimeona kwamba tumeweza kufanikisha hiyo safari, kwa maana imekuwa line mzuri ambapo kila kitu inaenda rahisi.
Na umetizama jinsi shughuli ya utaratibu wa usalama umefanyika. Wewe kama Mkenya unahisi vipi kuona kama mkanda wako uliovalia unatolea na wale ambao wamevaa kofia wanavuliwa?
Hapo imenishangaza sana, hata huenda long yangu ingekuwa inaweza anguka, sijui kama ingeanguka kama ingefanya vipi. Lakini nafurahia sana kwa maana kuna utaratibu wa ulinzi.
Neno lako la mwisho kwa mwenda zake?
Mimi tu langu ni kushukuru sana, kwa maana mwenda zake amefanya mambo yake mzuri sana na ameacha nchi ikiwa inang'ara. Nikiwa mmoja wake ambapo nilifaitika kwa upande wa masomo.
Asante sana Zainab. So many Kenyans remember President Mwai Kibaki. Forgive that normally there's Zainab, and they say he was able to make sure that they could go to school and study for free. The infrastructure projects that he conducted while in presidency was also one of those things that many Kenyans remember him by. The military has also honored the late Commander-in-Chief in the best way possible that they can. The senior leadership of the Kenya Defense Forces, led by the Chief of Defense Forces, General Kibochi Robert, were here earlier in the morning with his VCDF, and all the service commanders were here. The gun carrier, which is where the pallbearers are laying the casket of the late Mzee, is parked here, arrived here at around 7:30 a.m. But it was there at 6 to the Lee Funeral Home, where several military dictations were happening before the military corridor. The vehicles came down Valley Road all the way to Parliament buildings. So it's an entire week of state operations, military rights being undertaken here. Kenyans have come out in their numbers. The lines are long as possible. You cannot see them here at the precincts of Parliament, but on the other side, many are still coming, and they are talking about just remembering a leader. There's some who are just curious. They've never seen the dead body of a national leader, and this is an opportunity for them to see this. We've been covering this special report with Kennedy Mureithi, who is within the precincts of Parliament. Kennedy has been talking to a couple of leaders who served under or saw the tutelage of the late President Mwai Kibaki, having started his career here in the county of Nairobi, then the capital city of Nairobi, and moving on to Othaya, his original home, and serving in the Legislative Assembly at various capacities, and also as a senior officer within government. Kennedy, what are some of the leaders where you are at talking about, and how do they remember the late Mwai Kibaki?